Hi everyone, welcome to another page from the Ivy series that we're doing. We have these lovely cute little bell flowers today. Now I'm always tempted to do them as bluebells because that's sort of what they look like, but actually I thought today there's 7 of them, so I thought we could do a sort of rainbow. I thought it'd just be fun and a little bit different. So I thought I would do a couple of shades of each colour and work along and then think about the background after. To me they look like they could be sort of fairy lights or something, but I'm not really sure. So I'm just grabbing some pencils and going for it really. So we're going with our polychromos as we have for this page, and the dark cadmium yellow. So I'm going to go yellow, orange, red, green, blue, violet, indigo as best I can. So I'm going to put a darker layer at the top. Now I'm purposely using quite dark yellow so they show up, and then I'm going to start to fade that as we go down the flower like that, and then just blend in the other yellow, which is just the cadmium yellow. I hope you're all well today. It's really early this morning. I've changed my recording schedule this week because I've got things to do later in the day, so I've started really early. So it feels a bit odd, but it's okay. I'm recording in advance actually, as I often do. I'm going to do that in the lighter yellow, I think. Maybe that top one too. I'm not sure what to do with all the other circles. I'm going to leave them for now. Let me just pop those pencils to the side, and now we're going to move on to the next one, which is orange. Just doing it quite simple. Now I'm going to use these two. They're not right next to each other in the colour, but it is the dark cadmium and the cadmium orange. There's one in between them, and I never think it goes too well with them. I like it on its own. So yes, Wimbledon tennis is on for the next 2 weeks, and I'm a big tennis fan, and it starts at 11 o'clock in the morning and goes on until after 8 o'clock at night, so it's a lot of my day I could potentially be watching tennis. This is the cadmium orange, so my plan is to start recording early in the morning. It's actually 8 o'clock, the children have just left, and then edit this afternoon while I'm watching the tennis. I thought that'd be good fun, so I can make my thumbnails and import and upload and export and do all those things while I watch the tennis on my other screen. So I thought I would fit it all in that way, which would be nice. I'm looking for 2 darker reds. No, 2 reds that are sort of slightly different actually. Go for that one and that one. So this is the middle cadmium red, and that is the pale geranium lake. It's quite a big difference between those two, but I think it'll be fine. So so I'm looking forward to that all starting, and should be fun. There we go. Sorry, concentrating there. Not trying to make it too dark. I'm just going to sharpen this one, the pale geranium lake. Yeah, I was having a great conversation with the children this morning. Sorry, you can't see the whole name. About the tennis, saying how, you know, everyone has to be really quiet, and how I remember a particular match where Boris Becker said that he had been distracted by someone sneezing in the crowd behind him, or in the royal box or something like that. I can't quite remember. And we were saying, you know, the crowd is so different. You know, when you watch a football match, everyone is so noisy. There's a drum playing and whistles and all sorts. And we were imagining how different the game might be if I've done this wrong, haven't I? I should have started with the red. It's not a rainbow anymore. Okay, we're going to work with it. I've just been talking away and getting distracted. Right, we'll do this. We'll go to pink instead. Never mind, magenta and light magenta for our next one. Oh dear. Oh, sorry. So we were talking about how if there were drums, and you know, someone was about to serve, there could be a drum roll in the crowd, or a big whistle going off, like a sort of swanny whistle. one of those rattles you have at football matches, like Magenta. It was a very silly conversation, but very funny. It was making my husband laugh while he was making his breakfast, so that was good. We were getting more and more exaggerated. Vevasulas and gazoos and all sorts of things, and they're saying the umpire would have to come in the crowd and say, "Excuse me, sir, can you please leave?" And saying that, I said, well, they have a draw for tickets, a ballot. You can't, you know, because so many people want to go, they draw your name out. They probably do some sort of background check, look at your postcode and go, oof, no, can't have someone from there. Right, I'm going to go to a purpley blue now. So I think I'll go Delft blue, because I want to get a green in here. I really have messed it up, haven't I? Oh, never mind. Trying to work out what to use. Yeah, I think Delft blue and blue violet might work. So this is the Delft blue. I think it's the darker of the two. Just fade it down. It's quite simple, this idea. I wanted to keep it fun. Obviously I've messed it up. If you want a proper rainbow, you have to do it your own way. Sorry. But, as I said, it's early. Blue violet, maybe that's a good excuse, or maybe it's not, I don't know. I am an early sort of person. I do like to be up early and about, getting on. Once it gets to 8 o'clock, I'm tired and grumpy. So, right, blues. Oh, just moving my trays around. I think if I go for that and that, the sort of those two. So I'm thinking if I go for these sort of turquoisey blues, we can then go to a turquoisey, sort of greeny blue. And hopefully I can put it off. I'm trying to wonder what on earth I can do for my background. Probably grey. We'll see. So that is the Helio turquoise. What should we do for the top? I think it still looks like a rainbow. It's just not a proper one. Perhaps it doesn't matter. There we go. And this one is called Cobalt Green, even though I think it's blue. But anyway, I was having a look at the colour our new kitchen cabinets this morning, trying to work out what pencils would demonstrate the colours properly. And I was actually swatching some Black Widows last night, and I think it's the grape from the Cobra set is one of the colours, and the other would be just a really deep, it's actually not quite as dark as the deep cobalt green. When it reflects the light it looks a little bit paler. Just choosing my greens. I think I'm going to go for, yeah, I think I'll go for Hookers and Emerald. I've got quite a big difference here, but I think it'll work out for us. So this is the Hookers green. Hopefully it's, because it's a bit bluey, it'll just work. And this, you have to believe me that this is the Emerald green. He's a little one. I have got my pencil extenders here, but I don't tend to need them when I'm just doing a small area of colour, just when I'm doing larger areas. Now we've got all these dots on here. Oops, sorry, that's scraping noises. Trying to think about what to do. I could use a goldish colour. I could use a light brown and background. I think I will do a grey background, and would do those dots in a sort of goldish brownish. We could do for the green gold, go for the green gold, so I like it. I'm going to sharpen it though because they're quite small, aren't they? You could, I'm going for this green gold, You could do yellow up to there, then orange up to there, red there, pink up to there, purple there, blue there, green there, but then you've got that one. What do you do with that? It's up to you. You could do them with a sparkly pen. I might go over them with a sparkle at the end, if I remember, or if I decide I want to. So I think these could be hanging from the wall. So you could do a brick wall background, but I'm not feeling that ambitious this morning. So I'm just going to do some greys. Use some warm greys. I'm actually going to start with a really dark one and then transition out, and I think it'd be easier than not doing so many shades. So this is our warm grey 6. It's the darkest of the warm greys, apart from the sepia, which doesn't quite, it's a bit brown. So I'm going to go here and fade like this. Okay. I'm going to do the same on every edge. I'm not going to change it yet around any of the elements. Now remember, you can always make it darker later, and go layer over, so if it doesn't quite look how you want, you can change it. Oh, I think my husband's just gone to work. He said he wants to be home early tonight, not to watch the tennis, although he sometimes likes watching it, but not always. The builder's coming round tonight to talk about the kitchen. So I think he wants to come home for that. Right, so that's my first dark grey. You can see it's not massively dark. I haven't put down a really thick layer. I'm going to move on to the warm grey 5, and I'm going to bring the colour in and start to think about whether I want it faded around each of these. So I'm going to go over what I've done and just bring it in by a fair bit. Trying to make sure there's no sort of line between the two colours, which is why I've chosen colours which are really close to each other in shade. It makes, or tone, I don't know the right word, darkness is what I mean, so they're not too different, so that you don't notice a huge difference. Now I'm thinking what I might do is do a sort of lighter area like that. So I'm only going to bring that up to there, but this one here, this will come up a bit higher. Can you see? Sort of going around them a little bit. Like that. I think that'll work. Okay, let's grab the next one. We have got the warm grey 4. I don't know your Roman numerals, don't you, when you use polys? Let's start in this corner this time. I find if you keep starting in the same place, that place gets darker. I seem to do a better job on the first bit. So if you can start from a different bit each time, you can sort of make it work. So we're getting more towards the middle. But I'm not going to leave a sort of light bit in the middle like I did on there. It's going to be around each of the little floral lanterns instead. I don't know if I'm just having a quick look at the story. I don't think it mentions these, so we can sort of choose how we do it. We can anyway, of course. We don't have to go specifically along with the story. So around the tops, I'm going to go right up to them. I'm only going to make it look like there's some light coming from the bottoms. Now this is quite a sort of rough colouring. It's not really neat or solid, and that's okay with me, because I'm thinking it's a sort of dark corridor, cave wall, that sort of thing. So it doesn't need to be really, really neat, but it's up to you. If you want it to be much darker, you can keep layering up. Okay, we are on to, I think, Warm Grey 3. Yep, there he is. Oh, I did want to talk to you a little bit about memberships as well. I did send out a newsletter with information about it for those of you that subscribe to that, but there's been a little bit of confusion in that some people are worried that I'm offering videos to people who pay and people who don't pay are going to miss out. That isn't the case. What I'm doing is I'm offering early access videos to people who want to pay and support the channel. I really appreciate all those that you've joined. It's very humbling. I just set it up because YouTube's like, oh, do this, you know. They're always telling us to do this, that and the other, so I thought I'll give it a go. And I didn't really know whether anyone would be interested, so it's really nice that people have, so thank you. But what I do at the moment is I take a series of videos like this page, is a sort of mini series. I put them together into one long video. I don't do any fancy editing, so you'll watch one and it'll say, hi everyone, I'm going to do the star one today, and it does the whole thing and I'll say goodbye, but then it will come this next one straight away in the video. So I haven't sort of cut out the hellos and goodbyes or anything. It takes too much time for me to do that at the moment. It may come. So you get a big compilation of the page that we're working on. You can see I'm working hard on this to just get rid of some of the white paper and blend it all together, by the way. So you get that a little bit early, but the series in its parts being released one a day, that's still going to be available for everybody all the time. It's just I didn't feel comfortable with offering videos to people who were willing to, who could afford to pay, and not to those that, for, you know, for one reason or another can't do it. So it just isn't what I'm about. It's obviously nice to have some income from the videos, but that isn't why I sort of started doing this, you know. So the income helps to update my equipment, I've just about to buy some new software to help with things, that sort of thing. But it, you know, it isn't what it's all about. So it's, as I say, it's just to help, but it isn't necessary. And actually I do get money from YouTube for the adverts. For those of you who very kindly watch my adverts, that brings in income. Warm Grey 2. I'm just going to finish off with this. I'm not going to go to the 1. I think it's a bit pale. So I'm going to go over all of it, blend it all together and bring it right to the middle. So yeah, I get income from that, and from, if any of you use my affiliate links that I put in the description. So if I'm doing a flip through of a book, a new book, or even an old book, or like this video, in the description it will say, here are the pencils I used, here's the book I used. If you use that link to go through to Amazon, it usually is, and then buy something from Amazon through my link, I get some money, and that all helps as well. So far my earnings have paid for a new camera, a new lamp, actually 2 new lamps, things like pencil sharpeners and things like that, you know, boring little things, and erasers. And as I say, I'm just about to get pay for some software. My new thumbnails on my videos, those I do using some software, and I've got a free trial, but I shall be paying a fee for that, so it'll go towards that. So there's all sorts of things that it helps towards, and so I'm really grateful for those of you that do it. But as I say, those of you who, other people do other things for me, they like, they comment, they send me little encouraging messages, letters, books, pencils, things like that, everything like that. It's all really, really appreciated. It's really amazing. And thank you all. Now, Warm Grey 4, I'm going to do, because some of these transitions aren't very nice, so I'm just going to try and blend some of this a bit better. And even, I mean, there are some of, you know, when someone sends me a book or a tin of pencils or some money or something, I can say thank you to you and I really appreciate it. I know lots of you do things that I don't see. You like, you watch the videos all the way through, you watch the adverts, things like that, but you never tell me. And so you go without thanks. So I just want to say thank you to you as well, because if you watch the video all the way through, YouTube likes that. It keeps people, they think that people stay on the channel and that's what they want. They want people being on YouTube forever. So what they do if someone does that is they then recommend that video to more other people. And what that does for us as colourists is it helps spread the word of colouring and tell more people about it, which is what we all want, I think. At the end of the day, that's my aim, is to help people learn about colouring, understand the relaxing benefits, and just enjoy the new hobby. Now, we've got these little white areas. I'm trying to decide what to do with them. We could make them slightly yellow like a light. I'm thinking I could either go with this warm grey, or I could do a slightly yellowy tone, and I'm really not sure what's going to work. Let's go with the yellow, I think, because I think the grey, ooh, the grey might just look a little bit odd. But what yellow should we do? I'm wondering if a sort of slightly more muted yellow, like this, a sort of browny yellow. This is a light yellow, what's it called? Light yellow ochre. Might just look better. So we're going to go for it and see what happens. And try and blend it a little bit into that grey. It's a bit, I don't know, it's a bit too sharp a line, but I will, so I'm bringing it round a bit. I'm not pressing mega hard because I want to put some grey in here as well. That one's blending better. It's because it's nearer the lighter grey area, but we'll get there. This now looks really similar to this colour, but maybe that's okay. Now you could just colour this grey and not have them as lights, just as decorations. And then you could ignore the light aspect of it, which makes it, I think, slightly more complex. But we'll see. I think it's coming along okay. Even though I was a bit worried about that one being yellow by yellow, but I think it's fine. What I'm going to do is grab the Warm Grey 4 again, and no, the Warm Grey 3, and just slightly blend it a little bit. Because some of these edges look a bit too harsh. I think if I just put a little bit of grey around the edge, I'll be happier with how it looks. Because it wouldn't just be a sharp line, it would fade, I think. Well, I can't imagine what it would look like because I'm not very good at doing that. Now what I'm just going to do, let's pop that down, is just get a little blending pencil. I'm just cleaning the end off. And this is just a Prisma colourless blender. And I'm just going to do those edges a little bit, just to soften them. This isn't absolutely necessary, but I will just feel happier when I've done it. What I'm also going to do is use this blender over all of the grey, and you can just see if you think it's worth it. Have a look. You can see how the blender works. It helps to mix the colours up a bit. It helps to colour over that white paper. We've got a bit of a line across here where there's a mark in the paper of some sort. I don't think it's from the back. I just realised I haven't got a piece of paper behind this page, which is not good. Luckily there's no colouring on the back yet. Now sometimes this can just help to make everything come together. I do sometimes have too high expectations of my blending pencil. I think it's going to make everything perfect. It doesn't. You have to have a good go at blending on your own with your colours as well. You can't just work miracles, but it does help, I think. There we go. I think I'm happy with that now. You can definitely see this little line here, which is just a flaw in the paper. Now, you can keep pushing down colour. It could actually be something from the... No. You could keep pushing colour down into that to make it disappear, but it's very difficult. I think it's better to just leave it and hope that people don't really notice. You know, you're going to notice because anything that you notice in your work immediately is always going to stand out, unfortunately, but other people won't notice. So that is that one. So I've got to choose which one we're doing tomorrow. I've got 3 left, so we'll see. But for now, thank you for watching. Oh, no, I was going to do some shine. I'm going to do some shine. Where are my shiny pens? I can find all sorts of pens. Oh, there it is. I'm going to use this Jelly Roll sparkly pen. I'm going to just do these. I'm not going to do the ones on the top of the lights or anything on the lights, just these circles. Just a little detail. Now, had I not done any shine on any other part of the page, I probably wouldn't have bothered with that. Now, I don't know how well you can see. I think if I tip my book up, oops, tip my book to the light, you can see the sparkle. There we go. So there we go. I really am finishing this time. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and happy colouring.